Hi all, welcome back to Security and Privacy in Cloud. I am J. Lavanya, Assistant Professor of CSC Department. So today we are going to discuss on the Unit 5, Monitoring, Auditing and Management. The topic is that Identity Management, Security Management and Information and Event Management. It is otherwise called as SIME. Okay. So first of all, what is meant by identity management? So cloud identity management describes how organizations implement IAM controls in cloud computing environments. It includes policies, processes, and tools that protects the critical resources on the cloud. It includes policies, processes, and tools that protect critical resources in the cloud, and also the main purpose of this cloud identity management is controlling access to cloud-based applications and data. It guarantees employees have access to the assets they need to carry out their work. It also improves security by preventing employees from accessing assets that they don't need. Okay, and why this cloud identity management important is that like as organizations move more workloads onto the cloud, the number of users accessing cloud-based assets increases. So manually managing user permissions through a traditional IAM solution quickly becomes infeasible. So security teams that do not have robust automated identity management solution have to manually grant and revoke permissions to cloud assets, and this leads to one of the two situations. The first of all, the slow manual permissions processes lead to production bottlenecks, or fast manual permissions processes introduce security risk since there isn't enough time for vetting the users properly. So this can also get in the way of remote work. Employees who try to log in into the company network from abroad may be shut out by the traditional access management policies before they can start working. They must wait for someone to approve their connections. Cloud identity management resolves these issues by providing a scalable, unified set of tools and processes for automating access control. It gives organizations a robust set of identity management solutions, allowing them to take advantage of the productivity and scalability benefits that cloud computing offers. Benefits of cloud identity management. So, what are the benefits of cloud identity management is that cloud identity management provides a number of features that traditional solutions lack, like continual authentication and context-aware access. Okay, so these features combine to provide organizations with some valuable benefits to operational security and day-to-day productivity, including improved security and data protection. So this cloud IAM offers superior security compared to traditional solutions. It monitors access across multiple platforms and mitigates insider threats by supporting role-based access. Simplified user provisioning and deprovisioning instead of onboarding and offboarding users manually. Cloud identity management solutions let the organizations automate the process. Enhance user experience and productivity. Employees spend less time waiting for the approvals, and managers spend less time reviewing access permissions. So, centralized access control and policy enforcement. Security teams have immediate visibility into the access control and permissions profiles for every user in the organization. Scalability to meet organizational needs. Cloud-based identity management solutions are designed to grow alongside the organization. There is no need to augment the system with some additional investment on on-site requirement. Okay. And this identity management refers to the policies and techniques that is used to manage and control access to resources in a system by identifying, authenticating, and authorizing the individuals or the groups. Okay. So what are the key components of this identity management is that a user identification, authentication, authorization, user provisioning or deprovisioning, single sign-on, federated identity, role-based access control. Okay, what about user identification? So establishing a unique identity for each user. Example, the username or the ID. Authentication, verifying that a user is who they claim to be. Example, passwords, biometrics or MFA. And authorization, granting or denying access to the resources based on the user's identity and permissions. And user provisioning or deprovisioning, so creating or updating or deleting users' accounts as needed. So single sign-on, allowing the users to log in once and access the multiple systems without re-authenticating. And federated identity is that, so enabling identity sharing across different systems or the organizations. Example, logging in with Google or some third-party site. Okay. And let's look on how does this cloud identity management works. So in cloud environments like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, identity management helps secure access to services and data. So key tools and practices include identity as a service, federated identity, multi-factor authentication, identity and access management, SSO integration. So this identity as a service, cloud-based solutions, example Okta or Azure AD, that handles identity management functions. And this federated identity allows the users to authenticate with some existing identities, example using some Microsoft 365 or the Google account. And multi-factor authentication, which adds extra layers of security for the user login. And IAM, identity and access management policies, define the permissions for the users, groups, and services. Example, AWS IAM. And SSO integration is that users access multiple cloud apps with one login. And in enterprise identity management, if you take in traditional enterprise IT environments, identity management typically involves directory services, role-based access control, LDAP protocols, lifecycle management, access auditing, and compliance. So what is meant by directory services? Like Microsoft Active Directory to manage the users, groups, and policies. And RBAC, that is role-based access control. Access is granted based on some roles, example, HR or IT or finance. LDAP protocols like lightweight directory access protocol for accessing and maintaining the directory services. Lifecycle management automates the user account creation, role assignment, and deactivation. Okay, and access auditing and compliance is said, which ensures the compliance with some regulations, example like GDPR or IE, all those stuffs will comes under this identity management. Okay, and next we have discussed about the benefits and how does this work is that like um, cloud identity management, we have seen like it works by establishing a standard set of protocols for managing the user access permission. So these protocols work on a role-based framework, allowing the policies to follow the employees across multiple devices and location. And some of the protocols involved are LDAP, that is Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, and SAML, Security Assertion Markup Language, and SCIM, that is System for Cross-Domain Identity Management, and authentication and open identification, and then Radius. Okay, let us discuss one by one. So what is meant by LDAP? So it is a popular protocol for on-premises directories like Microsoft Active Directory. It is one of the oldest protocols in the industry. Okay, And security assertion markup language is an open standard protocol often used for single sign-on features, which allows the users to share the same credentials across multiple applications. And system for cross-domain identity management, that is SCIM, which provides a standardized user schema for provisioning users in cloud-based productivity apps like Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, and more. And authentication, it is open standard protocol that provides secure access for web application and end services, endpoint devices like social media platforms, consumer services, and payment processes, which uses this authentication. And OpenID, like it's a decentralized protocol that can secure multiple websites and applications simultaneously. Since it started using some public key encryption, it earned wide adoption as an authentication layer for authentication. And Radius, this authenticates and authorizes a remote network access. It runs on the application layer and it can report on some network activity. So while originally conceived for dial-up and DSL, internet providers is now commonly used in secure web forms, Wi-Fi controls, and VPN. Okay. Now let us see what are the key features of cloud identity management. The first one is that not all identity management tools produce the same result. Okay, the best solution addresses obstacles to identity and access management security with the following features. So first of all, automated user provisioning and deprovisioning. Manual provisioning and the provisioning task can take up a great deal of time. So this reduces the time and resources available for pursuing high impact strategic initiatives. And role-based access control and permission management, and this mapping uses assets or the devices to employee roles, simplifies the data governance and accesses the management significantly. Okay, so this makes it easier for security teams to manage the users according to their identity. Okay, and password management and self-service capabilities. Your IAM solutions must include methods for enforcing some good password policies and provide some secure self-service options to users who forget their credentials. And direct services integration and synchronization, like many organizations still use the same directory services they used when they had exclusively on premises infrastructure. So your cloud identity management solution must integrate easily with some services like Microsoft Active Directory. And audit and compliance reporting, generating customized reports should be painless and easy. Otherwise, audits may catch you off guard and take valuable time and efforts away from high priority security risk. Okay, so these are the key features of cloud identity management. Uh, Next, before going for the role of identity management, I will just say what are the best practices for the cloud identity management. So full featured cloud IAM solutions enable security teams to overcome some of the challenges associated with some secure access management. So organizations that adapt a cloud identity management platform will want to implement some strong password policies and authentication mechanisms, craft and enforce the policies requiring passwords to contain some letters, numbers, and punctuation symbols, which enables multi-factor authentication on every account that supports it. So review the access and privilege management policies regularly. Establish the robust policies for reviewing access provisioning and deprovisioning. Critically examine user privilege escalations to protect the organization from malicious insiders. Conduct the user training and awareness programs. Policies only work when employees know how to follow them. Encourage the users to reach out to the security team when they have the questions about the insider threats and security policies. Continuous monitoring and threat detection, which integrate your cloud IAM solution with some security information and event management. That is SIEM. Okay, and platform that can contextualize authentications and login events. So how analysts review this data and investigate unusual activities. So compliance with some industry regulations and standards. We have to establish the cloud-based identity access management processes that are compliant with some industry standard best practices like the NIST cybersecurity framework. Okay, and how to choose the right cloud identity management solution. So your cloud identity management solution must fit your organization's specific security needs, and they need vary from one organization to another. So they have to pay a close attention to some of the ways cloud IAM solutions augment your unique security risk profile. And some of the factors you should pay close attention, which includes like scalability and integration capabilities. Okay, and your organization will grow over time, and your security needs will grow right alongside it. And make sure your cloud IAM solution can continue to deliver the value well into the future. When you have more users and a more complex IT environment, a vendor reputation and support services, and you may run like into the issues integrating your cloud identity management solution, and make sure you choose a vendor you can trust to deliver timely and valuable support when you need it most, like cost effectiveness and return on investment. And your cloud identity management processes should ultimately improve the organization's bottom line, identify the relevant metrics, and make sure your cloud IAM solutions enables you to report this data and communicate to the stakeholders. And this is the role of identity in management in cloud security. So identity management is a term that refers to the information system being used within the enterprise. So this represents the systematic management of a single identity and provides authentication privileges, authorization, and roles of the enterprise boundaries. Okay, and the primary purpose is to upgrade the security and productivity by decreasing the total cost or the repetitive task and the system downtime. So this identity management in cloud computing uh, covers all types of users who can work with some defined devices under different circumstances. Like various identity management IAM services imply that wired and wireless user can support the directory integration. The availability of BYOD makes it a time-saving services for the individual user. Further, there are some additional security services which are mentioned, like access control, password management, manager, and digital identity management, and then single sign-on. Okay, so this is all about the roles of identity management. And before going to SIEM, I'll just say the few benefits of this identity management in the cloud security. So cloud services offer several advantages over all the traditional products. Go through the following actions to understand the few benefits of identity management in cloud computing, and which enhance network abilities. And identity management makes it simple into the sharing the network capabilities with a complete grid of users who were connected with it, and provides a secure collaboration. And SaaS protocol is designed and utilized as a hub, for connecting with all virtual networks of suppliers, distributors, as well as trading partners. Okay, and support on demand improvement. The problem that affects from the churn protects organizations with a cloud based solution, and all experts can be able to provide like 24 board 7 hours of support, yes, and monitoring whenever it's needed, and increase the overall productivity. It is completely known that cloud-based services are configured and hosted by some service providers. This may also get a little or zero hassle either for users or any other clients. So as a result, many organizations can improve their overall productivity. So centralized management system, like business users can be able to manage all services and programs at one place with the cloud-based services. And identity management can be done with one click on a single dashboard. Okay. Now let us see the introduction of the sign. So this is the one essential component of the effective cybersecurity is a security information and event management solution. So these types of solutions collect, aggregate, and analyze the large volumes of data from organization wide application devices, services, or servers and users in the real time. So by consolidating this vast array of data into a single unified platform, SIM provides a comprehensive view of an organizational security posture, empowering security operation centers like SOC to detect, investigate, and respond to some security incidents swiftly and effectively. So, SIEM solutions can help organizations of all sizes gain visibility into their security posture by centralizing and analyzing the data from disparate sources and detect and identify the potential security breaches and threats in real time, minimizing the risk of compromise, investigate and trigger security incidents efficiently, reducing the time and resources that is required for the resolution, and comply with some regularity and industry specific security standards and framework. And what are the key takeaway if you take like SIEM solution enhances the threat detection and instant response by aggregating and analyzing the data from the various sources. Centralized visibility and compliance management help security teams protect the organization from a growing attack surface. The key component of SIM solution or the log management or the event correlation, continuous monitoring, and incident response. So over time, SIM solutions have incorporated AI and automation to improve some security team efficiency and effectiveness. Okay. SIM solution can also be integrated with other tools like extended detection and response. And what are the history and evaluation of this SIEM is that as a network grows in the 1990s and more companies connected to the internet firewall became less effective at detecting and blocking threats, so security professionals needed a better way to gather, correlate, and prioritize the alerts from the various systems across the network. To address this need, security vendors combine security information management and security event management to create the SIEM solutions. And early days of SIEM, the early iteration of SIEM solution emerged in the early 2000s, which primarily focusing on log management and compliance reporting. So these solutions centralize alerts from across the network, saving SOCs a valuable time. Okay, but unfortunately, they weren't very scalable. Security teams relied heavily on some manual process, making it difficult to correlate data effectively. evaluation and advancement. As the cyber threats became more sophisticated, SIM solutions evolved to include real-time monitoring, advanced analytics, and machine learning capabilities. And this shift allowed organizations to detect the anomalies and respond to threats faster than ever before. And current state of SIM technology, like today, SIM solutions incorporate AI for the cybersecurity and machine learning to enhance the analytical capabilities. And modern SIM platforms not only provide security monitoring but also integrate with some security orchestration, automation, and response SOA solution to help the teams automate certain tasks and coordinate their response to the incidents. Okay. Uh, next, let us what are the key components of the SIM? A robust SIM solution is built on several key components that work together to provide some comprehensive security monitoring. Next, log management. This SIM system collects and analyzes the log from across the entire organization, including the server, network devices, firewalls, other security solutions, and cloud application. The goal of this data collection is to uncover the anomalies that indicate a potential threat. Many SIM solutions also ingest threat intelligence feeds, which allows security teams to identify and block emerging cyber threats. And even correlation, like SIM solutions, are effective because they bring together data from multiple systems across an enterprise. They analyze the data and look for patterns across the different entities. For example, like um, the SIM solution detects the possible malware, right? It could take steps to isolate the infected system based on some predefined rules. And automation helps to accelerate the responses and free up the security analysis to focus on some uh, more complex tasks as well as the issues. So this is a SIM architecture. So here I'll be providing the input to the event data as well as the contextual data. The event data where it contains the OS, application devices as well as the databases. And in contextual data, it contains like vulnerability scan or the user information, asset information, and threat intelligence. It will be passed on to the SIM and thereby going to the system output, and from there we can able to get the analysis or the report or the real-time monitoring. So through the SIM it will be passed like data collection, normalization values, and like you know correlation or the logic rules as well as the aggregated values. So this is a combined architecture of the SIM. Okay, so as we have discussed, so these are the key components of the SIM. And how does this SIM work? Okay, before going to the benefits, let's see. The key to an effective SIM system is data. So SIM solution continuously gather data from various sources, including firewalls, cloud apps, security apps, and endpoints. So this aggregated data is then normalized to some standard formats and passed to extract the relevant information. So using algorithms and correlation rules, the SIM is able to identify the patterns and anomalies in the normalized data and surface potential threats. A centralized dashboard and alerts help security analysis identify events that require further investigation. And SIM feature and capabilities. Okay, so this SIM feature capabilities, alerting, like analyze events and establishes, escalate the alerts to notify the security staff of immediate issues, either by email or other types of messaging or via some security dashboard. And dashboard and visualization, which creates the visualization to allow the staff to review the events data, see the patterns, and identify the activity that does not conform to some standard processes or event flows. And compliance like automates the gathering of compliance data, producing the reports that adapt to some security, governance, and the auditing processes for standards like HIPAA, PCI or DSS or HITECH or SOX and GDPR. And next, like retention, stores a long-term historical data to enable the analysis, tracking, and reporting for some compliance requirements, especially important in forensic investigation, which can occur long after the fact. And threat hunting, like allowing security staff to run queries from multiple sources via SIM data or filter and pivot the data. Okay, and proactively uncover the threats or vulnerabilities. An instant response here provides case management, collaboration, and knowledge sharing around the security instance, which allowing security teams to quickly synchronize on essential data, communicate, and respond to a threat. Okay, and SOC automation integrates with other security solutions using some API and lets a security staff define the automated playbooks and workflows that should be executed in the response to some specific instance. And UEBA, user and entity behavior analytics, goes beyond the rules and correlations, leveraging AI and deep learning techniques to look at the patterns of the human behavior. So this can help to detect the insider threats, targeted attacks, and fraud. Security, next one, like SOAR, like security orchestration on automation response. Here, like advanced SIMs integrate with the enterprise systems and automate the instant response. For example, the SIEM may detect an alert for some ransomware and perform containment steps automatically on the affected systems before the attacker can encrypt the data while simultaneously creating communications or other notification. And a complex threat identification, like correlation rules can't capture many complex attacks, right? Because they lack context or can't even respond to new types of incidents with automatically behavior profiling. SIM can detect the behavior that suggests a threat. So what are the key benefits of SIEM? Like providing the user and entity behavior analytics and other AI powered capabilities to improve the threat reduction as well as response, and helping organization identify the potential and real security vulnerabilities and threats before they disrupt their operations or cause lasting damage, and making behavior anomalies visible to some security teams, thereby enhancing the monitoring process with AI to automate the instant detection and response processes, and replacing a manual task and automating the essential task in a security operation center like SOC, and supporting compliance efforts by automatically collecting data required by the compliance standard and generating the standardized reports. Okay. Uh, Before going to the SIM feature, yes, I'll just say about the use cases involved. Like SIM use cases like security monitoring, advanced threat detection, forensic and instant response, and compliance reporting and auditing. So, security monitoring, like SIM helps with some real-time monitoring of organizational systems for security incidents. SIM provides a unique perspective on security incidents because it has access to some multiple data sources. For example, it can combine alerts from an intrusion detection system with information from an antivirus product and authentication logs. It helps security teams identify the security incidents that no individual security tool can see and helps them focus on alerts from security tools that have some special significance. And advanced threat detection like SIEM can detect, mitigate, and prevent the advanced threats, including some malicious insiders. A SIEM can use or the processes. Okay, and next, like if you take like data like exfiltration. So a SIEM can pick up the data, transfer the data abnormal in the size, frequency, or the payload, or the outside, entities, including advanced persist threats. Or a SIEM can detect early warning signals, indicating that an outside entity is carrying out a focused attack or a long-term campaign against the organization. And forensic and incident response, the SIEM can help security analysts determine a security incident which is taking place, trials the event, and define the immediate stops for escalation and remediation. Even if an incident is known to some security tasks, it takes time to collect the data to fully understand the attack and stop it. The SIEM can automatically collect this data and significantly reduce the response time. When security staff discovers a history breach or a security incident that needs to be investigated, the SIEM provides rich forensic data to help them uncover the kill chain, threat attacks, as well as the mitigation. Okay, and compliance reporting as well as the auditing. So the SIEM can help organizations prove to auditors and regulators that they have the proper safeguards in place and that the security incidents are known and contained. Many early adapters of SIEM use it for this purpose, like aggregating the log data from across the organization and presenting it in audit ready format. Like modern SIM automatics provides the monitoring and reporting necessary to meet the standards like HIPAA, PCI, or DSS, SOX, FERPA, and high-tech. And these are the features and capabilities like alerting, dashboards and visualization, compliance, retention, threat hunting, as well as the instant response. Okay, so these are the use cases. And if you take the drawbacks of SIEM, there are so many drawbacks involved. The first one is that high cost, because SIEM tools can be expensive to purchase, and licensing often depends on some data volume, which can drive up cost quickly. And complexity, configuring and tuning SIM is complex and requires skilled staff. Misconfiguration can lead to missed threats or false positive. And false positive and noise, like SIM often generates a high number of alerts, many of which are not actual threats. This can cause alert fatigue and may lead to some real issues being overlooked. And data overload, collecting logs from many sources can result in overwhelming amounts of data. So without proper filtering and analysis, valuable insights may be lost in the noise. And resource intensive, SIM needs some significant storage and processing the resources. So this can slow down the networks or the system if not optimized. Skill gap, effective use of a SIM requires experienced security analysis. There is often a shortage of professionals with the needed expertise. And integration challenges, integrating all systems and data sources like cloud on premises or SaaS can be difficult. Okay, so some legacy systems may not work well with some modern SIEM platform. And if you see the drawbacks of identity management, yeah, there also these drawbacks include like high implementation and maintenance cost, or the complexity in integration and user experience issues, scalability challenges, or the risk of a centralized failure, or insider threats, and compliance and privacy concern. Okay, so these are the drawbacks of the identity management. So in this particular video, we had discussed on the topics like what is meant by identity management, and what are the so what is meant by identity management, and what are the features of identity management, and what are the best practices we have to follow for this cloud identity management, and they have to choose the right cloud identity management solution, and what are the factors you should pay close attention to include all these topics, and what are the role of identity management in cloud security, and benefits and drawbacks we have seen. And next we have discussed on the topic called SIEM, that is one of the essential component, and what are the takeaway and what are the history of it, and what are the key components of SIEM. Yes, and we have seen about the SIEM architecture and how does the SIEM works, and what are the features as well as the capabilities, and what are the benefits of SIEM, and what are the SIEM use cases, right? And what are the drawbacks of it. I hope you had a clear view on these two topics, identity management and the security information and identity management, SIEM. Thank you all. Thank you.